What do you think about the keyboards of the museum?
I think they're absolutely beautiful. I really fell in love with this locker. These beautiful things that it has.
Furniture.
The furniture is absolutely gorgeous. And of course that cell is a masterpiece and a very important instrument. And I find that playing Zumpe and Pollmann and other builders of the early square pianos, this is always challenging, but again, if you manage to bring out the inner beauty, they actually usually sound stronger to the audience and more expressive and more dramatic. And one can do a lot with them. So generally they are in impeccable conditions. It was a pleasure to play on them. And of course, it was wonderful to take the audience with us to hear Monpau's great piano and to play some pieces on that. There is something about people standing near the piano, which is very much like the salon tradition of the 19th century. And I think the people connect better because they are less safe. They do not sit on their seats. They're not that far away from the instrument. So everything is much more involved and emotional also from the audience part. In other words, you cannot be uninvolved even if you want to.
And this is an unusual repertoire. Why do you think it's so unusual?
The program?
Yes, Clementi.
So of course, since the Clementi Association very kindly invited me here, I played with great pleasure two works by Clementi. One is of course very dramatic and virtuosic, and the other one is I would say a typical set of variation, virtuosic, built on a simple, beautiful known theme, and then becoming more and more virtuosic as the piece progresses. I have worked quite a lot on Ferdinand Ries, who I considered a great composer, and I came across a few hundred of his works at the Staatsbibliothek in Berlin. And I think he was very much in the shadow of Beethoven. Well, of course, this was the case also for Clementi. In the case of Ries, really, we hear some of the piano concerti were recorded, one or two of the trios with clarinet, some of the symphonies. The keyboard repertoire is never played, never recorded. And this is, of course, also the case with Moscheles, who I consider a great, great composer. When you look at Moscheles, Meyerbeer, many of these composers, they are also non-existent in concert life. So for me, there is great injustice in that, and I am a great believer, and I try to perform their pieces as much as possible. This is also the case, of course, with women composers, which is why I performed Cécile Chaminade, who I would say is even less known than Moscheles, Ries, and Clementi. And I think that apart from the question of is this music really great music or as great as the greatest composers, the question should be, people should listen to them, and when listening, after listening to them, give them a fair evaluation. And perhaps the conclusion would be that they're not as great as Mozart or Haydn or Beethoven. But if we do not give them the benefit of the doubt, if we do not play and record and introduce their pieces, they will not have sort of a fair trial with the question of should they be part of the Western canon of music or not. And of course that's very much the case with Clementi as well, because I would say, well, you know much better than I do, but the majority of people I know will speak about the sonatinas of the 36, which are really, as one of my professors used to say, a small little nothing compared to all the great works you have later on. So I think it is very important that we educate and we open the minds and hearts and ears of people to the great possibilities and the great variety of these great composers. And this is the choice, the main reason for my choice of the program.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Michael. And good luck. And nice concerts.
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure and a
Thank
privilege.
you.